How to do a hand test for dissolved oxygen. While there's other probes you can use, they're often expensive, so a hand test is a great way to get a good estimate of your dissolved oxygen levels. To do this, you're going to take your sample bottle, rinse it in the test water, and fill completely with no air bubbles. Drops of magnesium sulfate to your water sample bottle. You'll then follow that by 8 drops of alkaline potassium iodine. Then cap and invert your test tube several times. From there, set aside your water sample bottle until the precipitate settles below the shoulder. After the precipitate has settled past the shoulder of the water sample bottle, you're going to add 8 drops of sulfuric acid. You're then going to cap and invert several times until the precipitate is dissolved. Prepare for titration. You're going to fill your titration tube with sodium thiosulfate. You're going to fill it completely. You want to make sure that you have absolutely no air bubbles within your sample. Once filled to the 10 milliliter line with no air bubbles, set aside undisturbed. Stabilized water system, add 20 milliliters of that to your testing bottle. Using your ready titration tube, begin titrating into your sample. Do this by slowly adding drops and swirling your sample as you go until you get a pale yellow in comparison to your original sample. After reaching that pale yellow, you'll add 8 drops of Starch Indicator. You should see your sample turn into a blue-purple color. You'll then continue titrating until your sample is completely clear. After your tested sample has gone clear, you'll look at the leftover ppm within your titration test tube. From there, you'll take that number using the bottom line and then the water temperature of your fish tanks in Celsius. Using those 2 data points and a straight line, you will line them up, which will then allow you to determine the amount of or percentage DO you have in your system.